B-boy. From the old to the new, still a B-boy. Too bold for the school, still a B-boy. East coast to the west, B-boys worldwide. We supposed to be blessed, still a B-boy.
While LA is the first place people think of when talking about West Coast hip hop, the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, Vallejo have enough talent to rival that in Los Angeles. Tonight, repping for the ladies, I got a Bay Area MC, Thug Mrs. So I start every interview to saying, do you remember your first memory of hearing hip hop?
Ooh, yeah. Well, yeah. Definitely. You know, I come from the era of like, you know, real true hip hop back, you know, in the 80s and 90s. And it's kind of when it was being morphed still, right? Like really being introduced mainstream. But I remember, I remember, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I totally understand.
You know,
because I was born in the 70s, so I always look at hip hop as we were kind of the same age, so we grew up together.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I remember it.
Is there a certain song that sticks out?
I think for me, when it really like hit was when I heard, for me, because I would hear the Men primarily, is where hip hop was when I first was introduced to it. Excuse me, but for me, it was like Queen Latifah. It was when I saw her come onto the scene and rap, you know, UNITY, you and like that for me was that moment where I was like, okay, I love whatever this is, and how can I be a part of it?
Right.
For me, that was that moment.
Right. So who were, along with, you know, Latifah, who were some of your first favorite MCs, you know, coming up? Who did you really idolize?
There's Queen Latifah, MC Light, Nas, Wu-Tang Clan, Jay-Z, Snoop, Pac. Honestly, for me, that was it for me. When I heard, see, because when hip hop, you know, when it was raw, it was real like dirty and deep and grungy and like that basement shit, you know. And Pac, when he came into the rap game, he took hip hop and then turned it into this mainstream kind of sound and elevated it. It was the penmanship. So for me, it was Pac, where it blew my mind. And that was from when I went from a fan of hip hop to like, okay, this now has changed my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And those were some of the first CDs I had held back when I was recording these things on tape. You know, I would wait on the radio or something, and we would have to wait and have the tape in there and wait for the song to come on and then hit record and play. And for me, it was Pac. And that's when it had just completely elevated rap for me.
I'm glad you brought up MC Light, because I sometimes think that she doesn't get enough credit. You look at Old Light, I mean, that holds up till today. She was such a great MC. And even though she's remembered, she's not, I think she should be remembered a little more fondly, just because her pen game was so tight.
I agree.
You know, over 30 years ago. I
agree. And you know, her like her MC Light and like Queen Latifah, like what I liked is that they were raw. It was their bars. You know, they weren't out there over, you know, not selling sex and not glorifying, you know, the negative stuff. They were out there actually rapping about things that are happening within our community and how we're being treated or mistreated. And it was what they were saying is what was amazing about it. And we're kind of losing that right now with, if you notice, with hip hop, like there's not that many women in hip hop right now that are getting back to those fundamentals. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree.
It's sex, 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 sex. It's diamonds, 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 party, party. You know, what happened to your penmanship? You know, what happened to your bar game? Like a real femc, a real MC. You know, somebody get on the microphone and just kick some hard, mind-blowing shit. We need to get back to that.
Yeah, you know, when the late 90s came and the Little Kims and the Foxy Browns started selling sex more than lyrics, people saw dollar signs, and we never really recovered from that.
We never recovered from that.
But I'll take an MC Lyte, a Roxanne Shante, any of that any day over, you know, even though I'm a male, but, you know, I love the culture. And it's just window dressing, not saying that you know, Foxy Brown or Little Kim, whoever, can't rap, but the window dressing, you should be able to see through that. Most, you know, people who know and understand the culture can see through that.
Facts. I agree with you. I agree. You said it.
At what point did you say, maybe I can do this? Did you just rapping first? Did you write first? How did that all come together?
I was always into writing. You know, I'd always keep a journal and I'd write stories, I'd write poems. You know, I'd rehearse them at school. I was always in like drama theater classes, and I'd be head of the pep rallies, always organizing events and getting on the microphone and introducing upcoming students or bands coming in. And so just kind of it happened. And like I said, I was writing poems, and close friend of mine, this is high school, close friend of mine was recording at a studio with 40 in them and wanted me to write a little something for him because it was just poetry, but he was going to take it and turn it into like rap form. And I went in there, mocked it up, and they were like, man, let's put that to a beat. We put it to a beat, and the rest is history. They were like, you need to be rapping, not just sitting back writing. And as they say, the rest was history. It was literally that moment. I think it was my junior year in high school. And I haven't left the studio since.
Yeah, the studio is, you know, a lot of people are one way or the other. Either you have studio lab rats, or you have the people who love the shows and the energy of the shows, and they're both great for different reasons. Right. Would you say you're more of a studio lab rat? Yeah.
I spend a lot of time in I have my own private home studio here. And I spend a lot of time here, always tinkering, you know, because I'm a fan of art. I'm a fan of music, first off. So I like to, you know, collect gear, a lot of analog gear. I like tactical things, you know. I record in the box, but I also have, like I said, analog stuff that I bring in to kind of saturate stuff and kind of tweak the sound, collect microphones. I love mics. So yeah, I built my own studio by myself, full recording booth. I have a board, a couple different stations, and I play. I love to sit up and write and come up with concepts, and then I go in there and I have fun with it, you know. But definitely with the other side of it, it is getting out there. I need to get, you know, back out there again and start doing more shows now with the pandemic lifting some, you know, with the restrictions lifting some. Hopefully we can get out there and start rocking crowds, and because you got to be able to do both. Right. Absolutely. You know, you have a lot of artists who only sound good in the studio, and you get them live and you're like, what was that? Garbage. And vice versa. Right. You got people perform great and they get in the studio and they can't record a song for nothing. So I think for me right now is finding that balance and making sure that I'm multi faceted in that way, you know. So I definitely need to sharpen up my live performance skills and get out there some more again. Right. And someone you worked with, who's someone I actually worked with years ago, EA Ski, who's one of the most underrated producers of all time. To me, he's the top 5 all time. Yes. And, you know, I was lucky enough. I was in a group from the late 90s till 2016. We did our final project, but we worked with EA Ski on some stuff, and just a musical genius. And, isn't he? And that's actually how I originally found you, because I'm always
keeping track of what Ski is doing because I'm just a fan. And then I came across the track you did, Produce for You. So what was that? How did you connect with Ski? What was the process like? I mean, it was great on when we worked with him. I'm assuming it was the same for you.
Right. Like you, I've been a fan of him for, especially being from the Bay.
Right.
So we're bound to hear an EA Ski either beat or beat and verse, or beat, verse, and hook by EA Ski, especially growing up, especially out, around like 2000s. He was getting heavy radio rotation out here. He works with all of my peers, all of my friends. So it was just inevitable. It was bound for us to eventually, sit down and be like, hey, we need to work. So yeah, I was just a fan. And one day just was like, you know what, I'm gonna hit him on Instagram and see what happens, because what's crazy is that even though we ran in the same circle, we never physically met in person. And I shot him a message and I said, hey, I have this album I'm working on. How would you feel about, producing a track for me and getting it going? And he goes, done. Just give me some ideas. What kind of vibe are you looking for? And shit, we have fun. So, I'm very hands-on with everything. I like to make sure I'm, putting my, first getting the concepts down, right? And then I go out and do I rap on this hook or do I know I need an R&B singer for this? So I reached out to Raven, got Raven Justice on it. He sent me the hook back, gave it back to EA Ski, and he gave me like a not a mock-up, but like a rough outline of the beat, put my part over it, put Raven's hook over it. And when he gave it back to me, he had dressed it all up and, ran all the little riffs and all the little add-ins and the bells and the whistles. And we mixed it, mastered it. And I think it came out fire.
Oh, I agree. Great track.
I think, and it's slapped on right now. Like I'm struggling in that department, getting my music in front of the right people, but you can understand being an indie artist, it's a constant uphill battle because we work so hard. This isn't easy.
Right. No, I understand.
The man hours that the time we put into it, with the emotion, because we're writing this stuff, right? So this is stuff that we feel. So I think he killed it. I think we all killed it. Now it's just the part of we need the world to hear it, right? All this work and time we put into it, now let's get it out there.
People don't understand the work. I mean, I saw so many people come and go because it was too much work.
Right.
They didn't love it enough. You have to love it. Yeah. Because you have to love it more than anything.
That has to be first, because there is no real instant success. Like people think that, you're going to get signed tomorrow or something, or millions of views and millions of streams. It doesn't work like that. Like I do it, and I've been doing it so long. I mean, you think I told you I started in high school, we're going on over 2 decades. I've been doing it, and people are just now starting to kind of hear about me. So it gives you an idea of how long, not for all, but for most, they don't really have a big financial backing, to really get out there. And that's why I'm grateful for people like the EA Skis and there's Mike Mosley and Sam Bostic, and there's Chauncey from Funky Chicken, and there's One Drop Scott, and all my guys. Like these are legends, that give artists opportunity to get out there and get their music heard, and willing to collaborate with them and kind of pass on the baton. Because not only with me and EA Ski's collaboration, but along with that, we talk a lot. We talk a lot of business. We share ideas. We bounce stuff off of each other, and to have mentors like that for any career, I think is a crucial piece, and something that I would like to do. When I'm getting at the end of this part of the music, because I plan to always stay into it. I just don't see myself, rapping until I'm 65.
Right, right.
I'm not gonna be like 40 or something, who like I give it to them. I just don't see me doing that. I think for women it's a little different too.
Mhm.
But yeah, to be, have mentors and people who have been there and back, and they could share their experience and stuff like that. It's important.
Well, someone like Ski, I mean, he's worked with the who's who. I mean, the top echelon of MCs ever he's produced for. The Cubes, and he works with the Dre's and the Ice T's, and all these people.
Exactly.
I mean, anytime you can pick his brain is nothing but a benefit for you.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and he loves to talk. So
Mhm.
we will sit up on the phone for like 3 hours. I'm like, all right, Ski, I gotta go. Let me hit you back. Like he's a good guy, and he has a lot of good insight. And yeah, I'm appreciative of that. And look, just from me and his uh collaboration, I was able to meet you, right? And now we can have a foundation, start building from that,
Mhm.
and help each other out, and then pass it on, and that's how it is, just to kind of keep this rap game alive, the real
The
rap
real,
game, the
yeah.
real hip hop, yeah.
Yeah, you got to dig for it nowadays. So much popular stuff. I try not to sound like a grumpy old man, like,
Me too.
but it's like between like the mumble rappers and everyone has the same cadence, and
I can't do it.
I can't do it either.
I
It's just
can't
like
do it.
I try to get into some of these younger new MCs, and I just get frustrated and put on some Rakim. All right, I'm good again. It's frustrating, but
Tell me.
sometimes I think, when I was a kid listening to Run DMC in the 80s, all the grown-ups said that was bullshit too.
Yeah.
So
What is
I
this?
try to understand. My daughter's 22, so what she listens to is obviously not what I listen to.
Right.
So I do kind of realize that next generation are going to do things different. But at the same time, I feel like if they don't understand the forefathers and who laid the foundation, I'm not saying you got to go out there and sound like an 80s rapper,
Right.
but at least respect what came before you, because what kids nowadays, and I'm preaching to the choir, but what kids nowadays don't realize is when we fell in love with hip hop, when I heard Run DMC in 85, hip hop was a fad. This was something that was like disco, right? Everyone said it'll come and go. It won't make it through the 80s. It's not real
Right.
music, right?
Right.
Where now it's, one of the top musics. Kids can't really appreciate that those people were fighting, tooth and nail to get this music accepted.
Right.
So
Literally fighting.
Literally fighting.
Literally
Right.
fighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
To solidify. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but look at us now. Look how far it's gotten. And I agree. But I think that even when we were starting like in hip hop, we showed our respect to our forefathers by what? Sampling it,
Right.
recreating it, but putting our stamp on it. I feel like they're just trying to wash us out now, not even acknowledge the foundation that we laid, and just completely just wash it away. Like so for me, and it could be why I'm not getting as much recognition or as much respect, but I'm not conforming. I refuse to switch my style. I feel like I've progressed. I'm not so old school West Coast Mafia sounding. I feel like I've fine-tuned it, but I refuse to dumb myself down, or to switch my style, or to run around, in the video with a thong on.
Right.
I'm not, like, if they're not going to respect me for my penmanship and the time that I put into the production and the mixing and mastering and all that, then it doesn't deserve to be heard. Then fine, if that's how it is,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna just keep making it for me in my small circle,
Right.
because it's what I love to do.
Yeah, my main goal when I was in the thick of it, I always cared more about getting respect from my peers than I ever
Yes.
did about having a million fans.
Yes.
So you kind of touched on it a couple times. and I have it down here, how the female MC kind of transitioned from the MC Lights to the Little Kims to now like the Cardi B's and Nicki Minaj's. Did you ever feel pressure that you had to change, whether it was image, and I know you kind of touched on it, but did you ever seriously, even if it felt wrong, did you think, shit, maybe I need to make a, you know, like a Cardi B WAP song, or, you know, something nasty?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just actually recorded one and I didn't put it on the album. I couldn't. I'm still debating on what I'm gonna do with it. I'm pressured all the time. Even as long as I've been doing it, I get pressured. No. Short, no, don't wear your sweatsuit. Wear this. Don't, you know, I had a video shoot for She On Me, and that was super sexual. You know, you see me grinding on guys, you see me grinding on girls. For me, that's just, you know, I'm usually, you know, out, you know, with one, you know, my Thug Miss shirt on, some sweats on, my hair braided, you know, my chains on, I'm out, you know, that's just me, you know, that's my style. And all the time, yeah, no, let's go get you this dress, put these heels on, make sure you more makeup, you know, pull your hair up, pull it down, flat iron your hair. It's put your nails, like it's constantly a battle. And I don't want to feel uncomfortable in my own skin, because that's what happens. I had to go do these semi-nude photos for this photo shoot. The most awkward thing I've ever had to do. And I don't see nothing wrong with the woman's body. I think we're beautiful. I love myself. I'm cool with myself, but I just don't feel like I have, if I'm not a model. I'm an MC.
Right.
So it's like, I could see if I was like a strip club dancer and I'm over there like with a sweatsuit on, then yes, it doesn't fit. Absolutely. I'm an MC. If it's a guy, if it's you, are they gonna say, hey, no, dude, you need to go put a thong on? That shirt isn't cutting it. What? So I want to be known and respected for what I'm saying and how I carry myself. So yeah, I've made a few songs, and every time it ends up not making the cut. So I have songs that are like piled up right now that are ratchet, but you'll probably won't never hear them, right? Because I refuse.
I always assumed the pressure had to be high for any female MC. And, you know, I've talked a little bit with other people about it, but it's impressive that you were able to not release that, to have, because I'm assuming it had to be tough, because it might get you an extra 10,000 views or an extra whatever, you know.
It would.
Right. Yeah, it would.
My sexy songs and videos always have the most views on it, or my sexy pictures on IG have the most views on it. And it's sad though that's where we're at right now, but it doesn't mean that that's where we have to stay. You know, like, we can strip some of that back and reclaim our womanhood and reclaim our men back and be like, hey, we could shift this. This doesn't have to be forever, you know, like we can get back to, like, when I say real hip hop, I mean just back to where we don't have to always be talking about sucking something and doing this, like really where we can like help a person get through the day, because like I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't, and just that DMX shit, like where you're going through some shit and you play it and it may stop you from fucking slicing your wrist. We can get back to that. We just have to be open and willing to do that. And if we have people like us that are still in the industry doing it, then it's keeping it alive.
Right. And that's exactly what it, you know, you put it perfect. I think of myself as a kid, and, you know, my idol in the 80s was like Ice-T and Run DMC. And well, I met Ice-T about 10 years ago, and I remember telling him, like, you don't understand, your music probably saved my life. And it's not even an expression. I mean, hip hop in general was just that was my best friend. It was a friend you could count on. It was a friend who never betrayed you. You know, it was my best friend. It's still kind of my best friend. But to people like the Ice-T's and the Chuck D's, who, you know, Chuck D taught me more than my history teacher ever did. And that's not even bullshit. It's true, you know?
Right.
It's sad, but true.
Right.
We need more of the Chuck D and the conscious rappers. And I know they're out there. You got to dig a little bit harder.
Right.
But I agree, we need more substance and
more substance.
More substance.
You said it.
So your album, Queen of the Bay.
Yes.
So the song I played the most is the 7-0 Savage, because you just destroy that beat. Like,
really?
Yeah, that's my favorite one. And I know it's not one of the big ones or like singles but I just think you destroy that beat. It's just perfect to me, the flow when you destroy that beat. I love that song. I mean, I was listening to it again today.
Really?
So you know what? When I like a song is at the end, if I go right back and play it, I played it like 3 times in a row again today. There's something about it. I love it. But the whole album is solid. What are your favorite 1 or 2 tracks from that project?
One of my favorite ones is 99 You Ain't One.
Yep.
That one's got Hit a Slim on it and Fab on it. For me, it was like, that was my ode to hip hop, you know, because a lot of the songs on there kind of poppy, catchy.
Sure.
But I think the one with, I mean that the drum kick is just, it's dirty, it's grungy, it's super saturated. I felt myself with writing, like 99 You Ain't One and Rider. I like Rider. It's funky. And I feel like back to the poetry, getting back to like my roots, Black Kings.
Yeah, that was a powerful song. Yeah.
That was really just a poem, you know. I wasn't really like, oh, I want to just go in there and just rap this super hard. It was literally just kind of me speaking over something melodic, you know. Yeah.
So you talked about Mr. Fab, and you know, you got to work with Ski. Out of all the MCs or producers you got to work with, who was your favorite ones you've gotten to work with? Doesn't even have to be a big name. It could be the most underground of underground cats.
So, okay, I think honestly, my favorite artist that I work with, and this is the guy who's in here with me almost every single day. His name is LJ, Legacy Jackson. LJ, he's like, I don't know how to describe it. He's like my other half, my other spiritual half when it comes to music. We've gotten so close to where I call him like my brother now. When I introduce him to people, like, this is my brother. This guy is so super talented. He writes amazing. He sings. He does a lot of my hooks. So he's the one that probably you'll hear mostly on the album and on my new album. He's so super talented. He can rap. He does everything. He helps me engineer. He helps me mix. Very underrated artist. And I pray that people listen to him. He's coming out with a new R&B album. LJ, great guy, amazing guy.
So I was going to ask this about Future. Are you currently working on a new album? What can you tell us about it?
I just completed the second project. It literally just came back to me on Friday. Just got it mixed, mastered. I had Stephen Marsh master it from Marsh Mastering down in Hollywood. Big guy. He's the one that has he does all the Disney movies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, look him up, Stephen Marsh. This guy is mind-blowing, and lucky enough to have met him, and he does all my stuff now. I would never let anyone else master my anything. Yeah, album 2's ready. I really pared it down. So it's really going to be more of an EP. It's going to be 6 solid songs. I'm talking like, I pared it down to be 6 singles, back to back to back to back. Like, And I'm still debating on the title. I'm kind of playing with the title, but I think I've come up with, because I wanted to be, I feel like Queen of the Bay was real cocky of me. It was just me kind of coming out like, fuck you. And that's, to be honest, that's how I felt when I said it. So that's why I said it. But this one, I want this to have more of a meaning. Yeah, and this project will be coming out around, I'm thinking around February, around the beginning of January, February. We're still working on the exact dates when we're going to do it. Yeah.
Have you ever laid any lyrics to a song that you released, not talk about unreleased stuff, but have you ever looked back at something you released and regretted something you said in a song?
No. Nope.
Good. That's good.
I mean, everything I say. All the shit talking, all the, yeah, no, I try to be really careful about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said,
smart.
them songs that those are the ones that I'm like, I don't know if I want people to hear me say that, you know what I mean? So no, I'm very careful about what I put out there. And if it's out there, I fucking mean it. And I mean every word of it. Yeah.
That's good. All right, now I'm going to go to the second part of my interview, which is just talking basic hip hop questions.
Okay.
So we're just going to talk some hip hop shop.
Let's do it.
If you could only listen to one MC for the rest of your life, just that person's catalog, who is that MC? It's the only person you can listen to. It could be a group.
Whoa, Pac.
That's the most common answer for obvious reasons, but I get that answer a lot. So now they shipping you off to an island and you can only bring 5 albums with you. What are them 5 albums?
Whoa, 5 albums. Okay, so All Eyes on Me. Crazy Sexy Cool, TLC.
Ooh.
Wait, is it only rap?
It can be whatever you want. 5 albums. You can bring some Beethoven if you want.
Okay. BB and CC Winans, Heaven. Oh, Lil Kim. What was it? Notorious K.I.M.? Was that it?
That was actually a pretty good album.
So what was that?
That's 4. That's 4.
And I'm gonna be cocky and I'm gonna say Queen of the Bay, my album.
You get to choose.
All right. Yep.
All right,
so it's like a little bit of everything.
Right. That's
like
smart.
That right there kind of covers so many different styles, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So we get invaded on some World of the Wars, Independence Day type thing, but instead of blowing us up, they hear about this thing called hip hop and they come to you, and you can only play one song to explain what hip hop is to someone who has no idea what's that one song.
Whoa. Dang. That's crazy. For me, because what I kind of envision like to tell somebody like what hip hop is, I think of almost like to make it story time and funny, but yet you get that it's rap. So I have to go like Slick Rick, like story. What is it?
Children's story.
Children's story.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, I feel like that's like your bubblegum version. Like, what's hip hop? That's what it is. I don't know why I thought of that, but that's what I say.
And that's another thing going back to, current hip hop versus the golden age is it seems like we've lost the storytelling aspect in a lot of songs too. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, you get people like the Slick Ricks telling these, it was like an audio book, and you don't really get that as much anymore either.
Nope.
All right. So now I'm going to a segment I call This or That. I'm going to give you 2 options and you got to pick one of the 2 options.
Okay.
All right.
This or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this.
So we're starting with albums. Jay-Z's The Blueprint or Nas Illmatic?
Nas Illmatic.
I know what you're going to do because one of them is Tupac's All Eyes on Me. It was All Eyes on Me or Biggie's Ready to Die.
Oh, All Eyes on Me.
We know it's Pac, right?
All Eyes on Me.
All right, some Bay Area flavor here. The Loonies, Operation Stackola, or Digital Underground Sex Packets?
Operation Stackola.
Too Short, Get In Where You Fit In, or Too Short, Short Dogs in the House?
Get In Where You Fit In.
This is the one that always stumps people. Dr. Dre's The Chronic, or Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style?
Doggy Style.
Oh, that was quick. Most people have a problem with that.
That Doggy Style. That I still have my CD. That my original CD. That honey, that album right there had me grow up like yes, I remember the first moment to this day, the smell, everything when I first heard that album. I know where I was in a basement in Oakland. It smelled like hella weed in there. I would just never, and I was like, what is this? Mind blowing. Yeah, that was honestly, that's another, that was one of my favorite albums too.
Oh, it's classic, no doubt.
Classic. Yeah.
80s hip hop or 90s hip hop?
Ooh, 90s hip hop.
And I think I know the answer to this too. Would you rather be known as the dopest lyricist ever, or be an average MC and go platinum?
You know, the vanity in me was, be average and go platinum. But you know what? I wouldn't be comfortable, honestly saying that. And I know that in reality, that wouldn't sit right with me. So I feel I want to be the dopest MC. I'd rather be known by few, but damn, she's fucking solid. That woman, you just hands down, she's dope. Instead of, all, washed out and sold out. And yeah, platinum. But I feel like the legends sometimes don't get to that status. But what makes them legendary is they stayed true. They stayed solid. And we're raw. So I'm comfortable with that. I'm okay with that.
All right, one more this or that. Classic hood movies, Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
Menace to Society.
Most people pick that, which surprises me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It was the iller movie.
Right.
But
Yeah,
Boys in the
I don't
Hood
know.
was more of a message. But they both
Right.
All right. Last round. I call it I'm going to give you a name of an MC. You got to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, no matter what it is.
Okay.
So if you accidentally diss someone,
okay.
I got a lot of Bay Area on here.
Okay.
And when I think of the Bay, the first person I think of, Too Short.
Yes. Oh.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Legend.
He's a legend.
So yeah, Too Short. Legend. Yeah. OG legend. Yeah.
Eazy-E.
Gone too soon.
Yeah, no doubt. A long list of people gone too soon. Foxy Brown.
I loved Foxy Brown.
Yeah, she could spit.
She was fire. Yeah. But it was like she came and then she went. Like, what happened? Like she got popping, and then something had happened.
Something happened. I think she lost her voice
hearing.
or hearing. That's what it was.
It was her hearing. That's what had happened. She went deaf in one ear, and that's yeah. I love Foxy.
Mr. Fab.
Stanley. He's a go-getter, man. Entrepreneur at its finest.
I always kind of look at him, at least business and how he carries himself, as the next generation of E40, where he kind of took the formula of E40 and the whole sick with it and puts that grind to him.
Yeah.
And absolutely, just an outsider looking in, I don't know either of them personally at all, but that's kind of how I always viewed him. Queen Latifah.
The GOAT. She is a female boss. Love Queen Latifah. I mean, look at this woman who went from being an MC, rapping about, unity and rapping about empowerment, and then to syndicated television, then to the big screen.
Movie star, yeah.
movie star.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, you know,
Right.
so award winning, silver screen, like major motion, like superstar. So yeah, she's the GOAT.
Eminem. Very polarizing when I ask people about Eminem.
He definitely changed the game for white folks, I think, in the industry, and showing though that white people can rap too, and he's got bars, like insane rapper. I mean, rap circles around most people,
Nicki Minaj.
She took the rap game for women. I think she changed the rap game for women though. Because if it wasn't for like the Nicki, I mean, like women have killed the rap game recently. Like it's blown up, I mean, I think women are the highest selling artists right now, highest streamed artists. Their show, I mean, Nicki kind of paved the way for that. She busted the doors down and showed that she could be like, because she could rap. Her bars are crazy, but she's just a lot of sex, a lot of sex. Yeah, she I think she opened the door, really busted the doors down for women in the industry.
Big Pun.
Big key artist for Puerto Ricans, he played a big role. And he was also doing a lot of humanitarian stuff out there in New York, and feeding the kids and sending money back to Puerto Rico and stuff. So he was an important key for them out there.
Eve.
Yeah, she was the queen of rough riding.
Yeah, I love that first Eve album. Actually, I think that goes pretty, because she was an MC.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, she was raw. She was raw. No doubt. And she with the short hair, and she would kind of be thuggish, but she put some heels on, and Eve was dope. I don't know why she stopped making music. I guess she got a taste of TV and was like, I make more there. I'm gonna just stay there. Yeah.
So my favorite Bay Area female MCs of all time, Conscious Daughters. What do you know about the Conscious Daughters?
I know them.
I love the Conscious Daughters. I know one of them has passed away. Special one. Yeah.
She passed away. That was Pam. Pam passed away, and then CMG. She's still I've been wanting to link up with her. We've been talking about it, and we just haven't yet. Like on a person, like sit down and like chop it up. But I agree. I was a big Conscious Daughters fan. So when I got to go kick it with Pam, it's all like it was like, I'm with one of the legends right now. Yeah. Like it was insane. Yeah, I agree.
I got a couple more.
Okay.
DJ Quick.
I love DJ Quick. Ooh, one of my favorite albums. Was it Rhythmalistic? Realism. You know what I mean?
I think it's Rhythmalism.
What? I've been calling it this whole time Rhythmalistic.
No, it ends with an M, I'm pretty sure. Oh, obviously we both don't know, but we know what we're talking about.
But you know which one I'm talking about. It's the one where it's like him and his hair is flat iron and it's got like pink and like blue on the background. Yep. That's one of my favorite. Another one, I got so many favorites. But another favorite album of mine. He's got, that's the one where he's got a lot of what's his name singing on one of my favorite, El DeBarge.
El DeBarge,
that album is just bananas.
Yeah, that's another one. Not only amazing MC, but amazing producer. I mean, he can do it all quick.
Yes.
He's dope.
Yes.
Yo-Yo.
Don't play with my yo-yo. Don't try to play me, yo. Don't try. I love yo-yo. I used to she used to talk on she used to really speak on some real shit too. It wasn't, again, not super sexual. It was about, spreading the word, unity, empowerment, talking a little shit. I love yo-yo.
E40.
Earl, yeah. He has a special place in my heart. Like, I grew up right down the street from him. So worked with him, ran into him, hung out with him, done toy drives with him. I mean, known this guy for probably going almost 30 years. So yeah, local legend, the GOAT, great entrepreneur, genius.
And last, another Bay Area, Drew Down.
I just had a conversation with Drew Down. OG, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, OG. He was also one of the I feel like forefathers in the rap game who wasn't afraid to like sound different and be different back when you could, kind of change your voice and have like these characters, like these kids all now want to sound all like, like this auto-tune kind of sing shit. But back in the days, we would all have like different voices and personas and characters and shit like that. And yeah, Drew's Down voice was very
unique,
unique. And he was just that OG who kind of just rode the beat, took his time with it. So yeah, he's an OG. Much respect to him too. Yeah.
No doubt. All right. That's what I have. Do you have any pluggables to plug? Where can people get at you? All that. Let them know.
For sure. So I stay usually on my IG. So that's Thug Mrs. Yes. And then my website, www.therealthugmisses.com. I love people going to my website because it's just personal. I don't have everybody else, all in my stuff. It's just direct, aligned. You could buy my album from there. Any upcoming shows that's going on. You could view my videos. You could even, like listen to some samples of some of my stuff. Leave messages, follow me. Any support that we get just means a lot to me, and so by you even saying that you play my songs, like that just means, a lot to me. Like a lot of us take for granted, a lot of artists take for granted. It's like, I make music for people to hear it. So when people hear it and they say they like it, it's just, it feels, it's a great feeling. So, I'm a very humble artist. I do it because I love it and I want to share my love with people. I just want us all to like get along and have, play music and have fun, kick it. So yeah, but at the Thug Misses, usually it's like across the board, Thug Misses or Thug Misses 707 and for all my handles. But IG, I stay on the most. So that's usually how I communicate with people. And yeah, Queen of the Bay is out. And album number 2 will be dropping next year, early next year. And I got some little surprises on there. I think this one, just wait till I want to hear your feedback on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna peep it out.
And let me know what you honestly think. Cause I kind of just been upping the penmanship a little bit too. I try to always step it up. Not just keep rapping the same shit over and over and over again, So yeah, I'm curious to know what you think. And I thank you for this dope opportunity. Like this was fun.
Yeah, I'm glad we could make it work.
Well, let's stay in touch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir. I will. All right, thanks, babe.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Almighty EA scheme. Track. Independent baddie, she the one. She running up that bag, she gon' get it done. And she stay trippy in Balenciaga. She came out the mud, shorty a rider. Independent baddie, she the one. She running up that bag, she gon' get it done. And she stay trippy in Balenciaga. She came out the mud, shorty a rider.
Yeah, rider. Every time they see me, I'm on fire. Way better than your last shit. Way different from the average. Dripping in designer, getting to the commas. Dopest bitch ramen ain't another hotter. I don't do it for the gram, I do it for the dollar. All this paper in my pocket, I need all the profit. Chain got me dripping like whoa. I can't go trip on no hoe. Nah, and I'm gon' get what I want. Yeah, I do this shit on my own.
Independent baddie, she the one. She running up that bag, she gon' get it done. And she stay trippy in Balenciaga. She came out the mud, shorty a rider. Independent baddie, she the one. She running up that bag, she gon' get it done. And she stay trippy in Balenciaga. She came out the mud, shorty a rider.
Yeah, I be talking cash shit. New Birkin bag, gotta have it. Addicted to the money, gotta have it. I look good, I'm a bad bitch. They don't get it, I don't play with niggas, I'ma keep it mobbing, putting on a show. Cause I know all these people watching, moving like a boss on my soul, I don't speak about it. And ain't tripping on the hater, I'm a G about it. She ain't got me dripping like whoa. I can't go trip on no hoe. Nah, and I'm gon' get what I want. Yeah, I do this shit on my own.
Independent baddie, she the one. She running up that bag, she gon' get it done. And she stay trippy in Balenciaga. She came out the mud, shorty a rider. Independent baddie, she the one. She running up that bag, she gon' get it done. And she stay trippy in Balenciaga.
And we got
she
it,
came
yeah.
out the mud, shorty a rider.
Thug Missus, EA Ski. We got a banger. Hey, summer 2021. Yeah. Let's get it.